It's a beautiful afternoon for baseball in Brooklyn Park as the Champlin Park Rebels take on the Totino Grace Eagles in the game among the league leaders in Northwest Suburban Conference baseball. John Jacobson and Drew Keogh here today for today's telecast. And Drew, both of these teams off to great starts. Totino Grace 8-1 in the season. They are unbeaten in the conference at 7-0, and Champlin Park comes into play today 9-2 overall, 6-2 in the conference. They're tied with Maple Grove for second place behind the Eagles here in the Northwest Suburban.
Yeah, John, great day for baseball. A little windy, but sun's out, no rain in the forecast. Two great teams, teams that probably know each other fairly well. Both teams in the top 10 in the Metro, and it's always fun to look at the top 10 rankings in the Metro in the paper this time of year to see who's kind of clicking on all cylinders. And both these teams are in the top 10 with great records in the regular season and even also good, solid and great records in the conference.
We'll take a break. We'll come back. First pitch is up next. Totino Grace, Champlin Park baseball next on 12 Sports.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
An eating disorder feels like having another person inside your head. It kind of built this wall around me.
The main thing that we needed was hope.
Your age, your gender, your ethnicity. Eating disorders don't discriminate. They can strike anyone. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Call or visit the NEDA website today for help and hope.
Not a cloud in the sky for this one as the Rebels look to close the gap on the Eagles here in the Northwest Suburban Conference. First Thursday in May, and we could not have asked for a better day. Little wind blowing out here, sunny and 77 degrees. Look at the batting order today for Totino Grace. Noel Nielsen leading off, playing center field. Kyle Haverson at short will bat second. Jens Ratajczak will hit third and catch. Hunter Lindquist is the first baseman. He hits fourth. Will Rogg is the DH. He'll hit fifth. Nick Holton at third base, batting fifth. Ryan Johnson, Daniel Jacob, and then Jacob Zerbe round out the batting order for the Eagles. And defensively for Champlin Park, Eric Pearson at first, Jeff Wayloggy at second, Cole Albers at short, Hunter Yerkes at third, and the outfield Aaron Klepner in left, Riley Johnson in center, Zach Lovan in right. Derek Smith is the catcher, and Sam Goodman is the pitcher today for the Rebels. Sam Goodman this season comes in with a record of 3-0. He's pitched 16 in the third innings on the season, allowed just 6 hits, 5 runs, but only one of them earned. 17 walks and 29 strikeouts, Drew. An ERA of 0.43, so a guy that throws hard, but not always over the plate, averaging a little over a walk an inning, but averaging nearly 2 strikeouts per inning. So he's definitely a power arm for them, and will play baseball at Central Michigan University next year. When you get a left-hander that throws hard, it's a good combination.
Yeah, and in warm-ups here, it looks like likes to work that curveball quite a bit, and it snaps pretty good. And you know that walk rate's kind of concerning, but as long as he keeps that ERA down, down under a run, well under a run, I don't think that's too much you can be concerned about. And we'll see how he does, and keeping runners away from home plate is the end goal. It doesn't matter if they get on base, as long as you keep them off that home plate, you're good to go. So the ERA is an important number to focus on.
Nielsen, the center fielder, stepping in to start this game. He's a .250 hitter on the season for the Eagles. 7 for 28. No home runs, 5 runs batted in. Goodman looking into Derek Smith, and the first pitch of the game bounces to the plate, ball 1.
Conference rivals, a little energy, maybe overthrowing that first pitch, see how he settles down.
Inside and low, and it's 2-0 to Nielsen.
Important for Grace here to take some pitches and, you know, seeing that the pitcher likes to get batters on base and take some pitches and see if he can get some base on balls and start the game.
That one way high, and it's 3-0. So a little bit of everything drew in the first 3 pitches. First one bounced, second one low and in, that one high and over the catcher's glove. Nielsen no doubt taking all the way on 3-0. Inside, nearly hit him, and it's ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Nielsen to start the game.
Yeah, not much of that. Those 4 pitches were close at all. So it's important for Goodman to focus down here. Maybe going to the stretch might give him a little bit of an opportunity to focus and you know, not really pay too much attention to overthrowing and trying to strike everybody out, and just throw strikes and see what happens.
Kyle Halverson is the Eagles shortstop today, 286 hitter. 1 home run, 5 runs batted in for the 8-1 Eagles. First pitch gets to the backstop, a wild pitch. Nielsen moves up to second base. Look at Mike Smith, veteran baseball coach here at Totino Grace, also the school's athletics director. Both of these teams in Section 5-4A. Totino Grace opting up. They actually could have played down in 3A this year, but they'll be in one of 8 teams along with Champlin Park in Section 5-4A. And section play starts in a few weeks.
Yeah, good for Grace to play up and then have a strong start to the season, builds the confidence. You know, last thing you want to see is somebody play up and they have a terrible start to the season. It you know, hurts the morale. But coming out strong out of the gates and staying in the top 10, top of the conference has got to feel good for this team.
They're the defending Northwest Suburban Conference champions as well. Goodman taking a look back to second, delivers home, and there's his first strike of the day to Halverson. It's a ball and a strike.
Right there, Sammy. Come on, buddy. Playing catch. Here we go.
Derek Smith, veteran catcher, back behind the plate. Multi-year starter for them. It's nice to have that for all this pitching staff. For a guy who's caught every inning last year.
That is an impressive sign of endurance and strength. And you know, as a catcher, I was a former catcher and spent some time back there. And you know, it's hard on your body, but as a kid, you're pretty nimble, durable, and still, it's a lot of work, especially when it gets later in the season and the heat cranks up and you're in that catcher's gear and you got your uniform on, you start to sweat and wear down quite a bit.
Yeah, called strike. Off the corner again. It's 1-2.
Good job by Goodman there. Back-to-back pitches off the corner of the plate. Fastball straight down on the outside part of the plate to get a couple straights and kind of work on that confidence.
Looked back towards second, scrambling back in as Nielsen.
Look, Sam, good job.
No one there to cover the bags. Goodman had no throw there.
Oh, Sammy, go get him.
Albert's now shading a little bit behind him. You can see it top of your screen. 1-2 pitch, line to second base and a couple of bounces. Throw out, Wayloggy to Pearson. Nielsen, though, moves up to third, so Halverson able to advance the runner. 1 out here in the top of the first.
Nice job by Halverson there. Put the ball on the right side of the infield. You know, not trying to do anything too special. You know, with 2 strikes, Goodman's thrown some strikes, throwing the ball pretty hard. And at bat, he was able to push it to the right side of the infield and get the runner over to third.
Hey, getting ahead now, Sam. Getting ahead. Let's go. Come on, Sam.
Brings up Jens Ratzicek.
All right. Good job, Derek.
He's the Eagles catcher today.
Come on, Sam.
The first pitch for a ball.
Play catch, you and Derek. Let's go.
Jens on the season, hitting at .296, no homers, 5 runs batted in.
Attaboy.
That's a called strike on the corner. And the count evens at 1-1.
You know, after that first batter 4-pitch walk, Goodman still didn't really slow down. He found a little bit of his control, but he seems to be throwing the ball pretty hard, and every pitch he's coming pretty hard.
Up high, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Hunter Lindquist on deck for the Eagles. Swing and a miss.
Hey,
Pitch
doing
by
right by him, Sam. Same hole.
Goodman,
Let's
and
go. Good job, Hap.
the count evens at
Every
2-2.
Yeah, he seems like he's found his groove a little bit. That first batter, he was
Same hole,
all
Sam.
over
Come
the
on,
place,
bud.
not even close. And the past few pitches have been pretty well placed. That last curveball was a little up in the zone, but that's typical early in the game.
Two pitch, nice ball. Dropped right in the strike zone, and Ratchacek caught looking. And there's out number 2.
Yeah, good adjustment there on the curveball by Goodman. That first one he came across with was up in the zone. The second time he felt more comfortable, and you can see it breaks right across the zone and drops down. That's a tough pitch to hit.
Big with 1 out to get that second out. You don't have to worry about the runner from third now on a ground ball. Hunter Lindquist steps in. And first pitch just off the plate for ball 1.
Hey, just out. That's okay. Go get him, Sammy. Come on, bud.
Hunter Lindquist hitting at 250 on the season. Has 2 home runs, though. 7 runs batted in. Leads the Eagles in home runs and runs batted in.
Spot on right in there.
Goodman falls behind him. 2 balls and no strikes.
Don't think about it. No strikes, bud.
Swing and a miss. Cut by the Grace first baseman. It's 2-1.
Yeah, good job of Goodman here by keeping the ball up and out of the dirt. You don't want to take that risk here with the runner on third and give Totino a chance to sneak that run across the plate on a pass ball or wild pitch.
Well, that one does get to the screen. Here comes Nielsen. He's in. Wild pitch scores Nolan Nielsen, and it's 1-0 Eagles. Second wild pitch of the inning for Goodman, and Grace has the lead.
Just as I say that, Goodman grips it a little tight and throws it behind the batter, and it scoots by the catcher. And with 2 outs, it's easy to come in and score that run.
Hey, get the hitter, Sam. Come on, bud.
2-1 now, the count to Lindquist. Goodman's delivery is low, so that was 3-1 there, and that's ball 4. And Lindquist draws the second walk here of the first inning. They're on first with 2 away. And Will Rogg is the batter. Rogg's the DH today. 346 average on the season. 1 home run, 5 runs batted in. He gets ahead in the count, 1-0. Lindquist with a short lead over at first, and Goodman delivers. Fouled back to the screen, it's 1-1.
Yeah, Goodman seems to actually feel more comfortable with the runner on base. That wild pitch in the previous batter was not a good example of that, but he seems to have a better control of the ball here when a runner's on. He's coming from the stretch.
Change up high, it's 2-1.
Sometimes that could just be a case of overthrowing the ball. That first batter, he was all over the place, short and up and outside, and he's calmed down quite a bit, and we'll see how that plays over the game.
Smith has to reach out to get that one. Now the count goes to 3-1.
Swing it, Sam. Come on, buddy.
Called strike. The pitch over the plate, and the count goes to 3-2. So the runner, Lindquist, will be going here with 2 outs. The count full.
Attaboy, attaboy. E, tell him. Eric, tell him.
Pearson now will play behind the runner at first.
Good.
And there's a swing and a miss. Strikeout of Rogg to end the inning. But for Totino Grace in the top of the first, they pick up a run, no hits. A couple of walks, no errors, and 1 left on for Totino Grace. Go half an inning, the Eagles grabbing the lead as Champlin Park comes to bat. They'll go to the plate with this batting order today. Aaron Klepner, the left fielder, leading off. Decaloba in the right field, about second. Riley Johnson, the center fielder, is having a great season, hits third. Eric Pearson at fourth, hitting fourth, playing at first base. Jeff Wayloggy, second baseman, batting fifth. Derek Smith, the catcher, hitting sixth. Jordan Sidletsky is the DH. He hits seventh. Sam Goodman, the pitcher, bat eighth. Cole Albers, he is the pitcher, or excuse me, is the shortstop, batting ninth. And Yerkes defensively, not batting for Champlin Park. He's the third baseman. So look at the defense for Totino Grace. Hunter Lindquist at first. Zerbe at second. Halverson at short. Holton at third. It's Ryan Johnson in left. Nielsen in center. Daniel Jacob at right. Rapsacek is the catcher. And Alec Spavacek is the pitcher today. Right-hander. And a good season for him as well, Drew. You know, we expect that with the two good teams that you'd have good pitchers. Spavacek is also 3-0 in the season, like Goodman. 21 and 2/3 innings work coming into play today. 10 hits, 1 earned run, just 1 walk, and 14 strikeouts. An ERA of 0.32. 1 walk in 21 innings is outstanding, and he's only allowed 10 hits. So he has had a great year so far. Dylan Dubuque also 3-0, been their top 2 pitchers so far this season.
Well, man, what do you say, kid?
First pitch swinging there, and Klepner into left field, a solid base hit. He'll take a turn at first and hang on there.
First pitch swinging. You know, in this kind of game where you have two great pitchers, 2 great teams, you want to jump at anything you can, and that pitch was a good chance to drive it down the line just over the third baseman's head. I think he almost got a piece of leather on that, actually.
Klepner, a .417 batting average coming into play today.
Hey, let go, 22, wait for yours, hit it hard now, kid. Come on, 22.
Decaloba, the batter, he's the right fielder today. 286 average, throw down to first. Klepner back in. Lindquist playing in front of the bag there.
And Champlin Park opted to play for a little bit of small ball there. Appears on the first pitch, and you know, with 2 pitchers on the mound, both with sub .5 ERAs, you can do anything you can to get on the board with your rival on the other side of the diamond there.
Throw to first, Klepner back in. Open showing bunt, pulls the bat back. 2-0 the count. This good bunt. They're going to go to second. The high throw, and everybody's safe. Klepner hold on at second. A high throw from third baseman Holton, and everybody's aboard. Bowman getting a good bunt down.
Yeah, it was a great bunt by Lovin. The ball just out of the reach of the shortstop there. Looks like the throw down was just a little high, and they couldn't get the force out at second. And now Totino's kind of put themselves in a bit of a jam with the 3-hitter up and 2 runners on, nobody out in the bottom of the first.
Riley Johnson to the plate. 486 average for Johnson so far this season. Double, triple, and 7 runs batted in for him. Bosic's pitch a little bit high. So he's fallen behind 2-0. Look at Corey Davis, 3rd-year head coach here at Champlin Park. Team off to a terrific start, 9-2 on the season. A chance with a win to move within a game of first place today. Grounded to second. This could be 2 for the Eagles on the throw. But first gets way away, and in comes Klepner to score. Pretty easy play at second base for Halverson, who just had to step on the bag, but then his throw to first way off the mark.
Yeah, he came up clean with the ball and had a routine double play made for him, but I think his as he stepped on the bag, he kind of twisted his ankle, and that caught him off guard, threw him off balance. You know, just here, I think as he steps on the bag, he kind of slides off, and that makes the throw get away from him.
Johnson moves down to second, so Eagles with a couple of errors here in the first inning. Champlin Park's got to run in. Runner at second, and the cleanup hitter, Eric Pearson, to the plate. Eric, who leads his team in RBI, but quite a bit. 13 runs batted in for him on the season, 5 extra base hits, a .406 batting average.
Some impressive batting averages for Champlin Park here. 3 or 4 batters above 400. That's a great top half of the lineup to have. It's going to be a tough road to hoe for Totino to get out of this without giving up another run.
Spivacek trying to work out of some trouble. Pearson popping up the 2-0 pitch out of play. So we are tying on 1 here in the bottom half of the first. The Rebels threatening for more. This is lined out to right field. Stays in the air, though. Catch made out there by Jacob, and holding at second is Riley Johnson.
Tried to go inside out with that pitch, and I think it just came up too far in on the handle and ended up pushing that one out to right field. He was a little further on the barrel. He probably would have put that further on the ball into the play, but easy play for the right fielder to come in a couple steps and catch that fly ball for the second out.
Jeff Wayloggy, the second baseman, is the number 5 hitter for Champlin Park. .385 average for him on the season. Throw back to second base, and diving just back in is Johnson. Under the tag at second by Zerbe. Wayloggy with a home run, 6 runs batted in this season, scored 7 runs. Vacek's pitch up high, and it's 1-0.
With 2 outs here, it's important, a little more important to keep that runner closer to second base. I think that's why we saw that pickoff attempt. With 2 outs, the runner's going to move on contact, and with 1 or 0 outs, they got to stay close to see where the ball's going to land.
Reach for that one, puts it in play down the right field line, and out of play for a foul ball, and it's 1-1.
Just do it! Just do it! Do it!
1-1 pitch. Pop foul, back out of play.
Just like that, Spivacek, after a couple errors behind him, he's 1 pitch away from getting out of this, tied after the first inning.
Hey, I'm here. What do you say? 1, 2, 3. What do you say now? Come here, babe. Let's go, kid. 1, 2, 3. What do you say here?
1-2 pitch to Wayloggy, grounded down to first. Lindquist up with this cleanly, makes the play at first, and the inning is over. Champlin Park picks up a run on a hit, a couple of errors. It'll be an unearned run scored by Champlin Park, but they'll take it after 1 inning. We are tied up. Eagles and the Rebels back with more Prep Baseball and 12 Sports after this.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
We are back here at Champlin Park, a 1-1 score between the Eagles and the Rebels. Mentioned the game between 2 of the top teams here in the Northwest Suburban Conference coming into play today. Totino Grace 7-0 in conference games. They're 8-1 overall. Champlin Park and Maple Grove tied for second place on the season. And Elk River just a half game back of them at 5-2. Osseo with the loss to Maple Grove the other day drops to 6-3. Centennial and Coon Rapids rounding out the top half of the 14-team Northwest Suburban Conference. In Class 4A across the Metro, This week's Stars Tribune poll, Cretin-Derham Hall, number 1. Minnetonka is ranked 2nd. St. Michael Albertville 3rd. Then Wayzata 4th. Wayzata losing a 2-0 game to Minnetonka last Friday. Champlin Park 5th. East View, Edina, Totino Grace coming in at number 8. Prior Lake and Chanhassen rounding out the top 10.
Fun to see a couple teams from this conference. This conference always puts out some good baseball. One team I didn't see was no Lakeville, and I think some of that talent has kind of migrated over to Prior Lake, but it's good to see St. Michael Albertville playing good baseball. And, you know, that metro ring is kind of expanding, and baseball is one of those sports that continues to get better and better here, and it's fun to see at the Northwest Metro.
Nick Holton leading off for Totino Grace here in the second. Second pitch in for a strike. It's 1-1. Sam Goodman in the first inning, kind of a microcosm of the season. A couple of walks, couple of strikeouts, and a run given up, but no hits allowed.
Yeah, nothing too surprising. We knew he liked to throw the ball, throws pretty hard, didn't let up at all, even after he gave up that 4-pitch walk to lead off the game. You know, gave up a run without a hit, but got out of it with only 1 run.
2-1 pitch, fastball up high. It's 3-1.
Hey, nothing free this inning, Sammy. Come on, bud, let's go. 1-2-1.
And Nick Holton draws a walk to start the second for Totino Grace.
Yeah, Goodman I think he just needs to focus. I mean, it's promising as a coach to see a player throw the ball this well. He's got a good breaking ball, throws the ball very hard. And it'd be a totally different pitcher if he can limit those walks and bring that walk count down and keep runners off base that way. And you know, it's not, you don't need to strike out every batter. Sometimes you want to hit corners and let the batters try and get themselves out and let your fielders make the plays. But Goodman likes to throw the ball hard.
Ryan Johnson takes first pitch outside for ball 1. Two and 0. Derek Smith taking a throw down to first, but holds up.
Goodman, just like in the first inning, seems like these first few pitches, he's just trying to throw it too hard, and he's not able to find the zone, and hopefully he finds the zone and gets comfortable here.
Fastball in for a strike.
When he does find the zone, it's coming in pretty hard. He's definitely hitting the zone pretty hard, and he has that breaking ball. If he can keep that in the zone, he's going to do all right today.
Strike 2, it's 2-2.
The other thing, when you have a hard-throwing pitcher on the mound, it's hard to get a good lead and a good secondary lead because the ball's coming in so fast, but you also got to keep an eye out for wild pitches that can happen from time to time.
That one skips to Smith, but he makes a stop, and the count is full, 3-2. Runner going on the 3-2 pitch, a strikeout. It'll be a stolen base for Holton, but Goodman does come back and get the strikeout of Brian Johnson for the first out of the second.
Nice pitch there in the 3-2 count, kept the ball low to get the strikeout. That's a tough pitch to hit.
Look at that pitch again. Johnson swinging through it. Daniel Jacob, the right fielder, now coming up.
Yeah, when you got a pitcher throwing that hard and keeping the ball down low, those are tough pitches to hit.
Daniel Jacob on the season, .292 batting average, hitting in the number 8 spot today for the Eagles. Goodman's first pitch to him is way up high for ball 1.
Yeah, if you're Grace, you almost want to come up here and take a strike, make Goodman find that zone, because he hasn't started off well. He hasn't started off many at-bats with a strike.
That's a strike. 1-1. I think a lot of the Grace guys today, they're going to wait for a strike to be called before they start swinging, Drew. Goodman's control uneven. Swinging through that one, though, is Jacob. It's 1-2.
Yeah, I mean, definitely after the first inning, you kind of have to have that mentality. And, you know, both teams are playing really well. And when you have a pitcher who's kind of erratic, you want to make him throw strikes. You don't want to give him any easy strikes and swing at bad pitches.
Just off the plate, it's 2-2.
Yeah, it's an impressive number to have a .43 ERA or whatever that was, having given up. He's probably upwards of 20 walks now in the season.
Count goes full, 3-2. Payoff pitch to Jacob. High and tight is ball 4. Fourth walk issued by Jacob. Or excuse me, by Goodman as Jacob reaches. Bolton at second. Just one down. And Jacob Zerbe, the number 9 hitter, coming up. Corey Davis will be out along with Derek Smith to talk with his pitcher.
Yeah, I think you just want to remind your pitcher and have everybody else from the infield in there and just remind them that you have a team. You don't have to try and strike everybody out. Goodman likes to throw the ball very hard. He's shown that early in this game. But, you know, if he can take a little bit off and find the zone, he's shown he can hit the zone. And when he does, it's 2 or 3 pitches in a row, and it looks pretty good. But when he starts, you know, losing control of a batter, and he's got 2 runners on here, you don't want to be giving Grace any easy runs here. You guys try and get Mike out there on the mound. Right? I always wonder, sometimes you try and figure out if they're being serious. I think at this point in the game, you're being serious, you're talking. Sometimes later in the game, you have some interesting conversations out there in the mound. Try and loosen people up, because some people get very serious and tense, and that's when they don't perform well. And some people are the other way, and they need to be serious and tense, and that's how they perform well. I think that's something the coach knows for each individual player and how he manages his team.
Goodman's first pitch to the number 9 hitter Zerbe is in for a strike. Champlin Park, 2 conference losses on the season, both by a single run. It's Maple Grove and Centennial. Won every other game, including a win over Minnetonka, you saw ranked in the top 5.
Yeah, Minnetonka usually has some good baseball, and it's fun to have a battle of top 10 teams, because you're able to line up good pitching. Usually top 10 teams have great offense, and if they can line up their good pitchers, it's usually a pretty good game like we have today.
Good grab by Smith on that second pitch from Goodman. Here's the 1-1. Down low, it's 2-1.
Yeah, Goodman, not a good sign being way up in the zone and down in the dirt. You want to stay consistent and find that zone.
Let's go, make him swing it.
We haven't seen a chance for him to set himself up for that breaking ball, so I think we're going to see a steady dose of fastballs until he gets comfortable up there.
Three and one, throw down to first base.
Good play.
They got him at first. Getting too far off was Jacob, and Smith comes up firing, throws down to Pearson, and they get the runner at first.
Not a very conventional play to throw behind the runner at first base when you got somebody on second, because if that ball gets away, that runner from second has a chance to score. But you see, he gets up quick, good snap throw, throws right there. First baseman doesn't even have to move his glove. Great play.
Pearson comes up limping a little bit too on the collision with the runner Jacob.
I think he caught it. I think they totally caught the runner off guard by throwing behind, and he didn't even put a slide in. He caught a cleat down by the ankle.
Pearson will walk it off. He'll stay in. But well, how big is that, Drew, potentially here for Grace? Because that was a pitch that was out of the strike zone. It was 3-1, and then you get the put out on the bases.
Yeah,
Goodman. Throw it now. There's 2 outs.
Yeah, Goodman, struggling to find the zone, and you're 1 ball away from having the bases loaded, and instead you're 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning if you're Goodman. What we expected, what we talked about in pregame and in the first inning. He likes to put himself in interesting positions and try and find a way to pitch himself out of it and pull some strings, and you may see it happen again here in the second inning.
3-1 pitch just a little low, and there's a walk for Zerbe.
Yeah, another walk for Goodman, but that's a good pitch. I mean, on a 3-1 count, you don't want to walk a batter, but if you walk a batter, that was a pretty close pitch, and it's just below the knees. So a good eye to get that runner down to first. But Goodman, not a bad miss. He's had quite a few bad misses where he hasn't even been close to the plate. That pitch not too far off.
Top of the order for the Eagles here, and Nielsen up, who drew a leadoff walk to start this game and scored the first run of the game. Takes a first pitch strike here.
Attaboy, Sam, attaboy. Stop, Sammy.
A 1 pitch chopped over the mound, grabbed by Albers at short, steps on the bag to force out Zerbe. And the inning ends. So Grace picks up 3 walks, but they get no runs. No runs, no hits. They leave 2. And we'll go to the bottom of the second. Our score, Totino Grace 1, Champlin Park 1.
Sharing your passion starts with taking that first step. Take Will, for example. His first step was taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television. He's learning production skills and now has access to cutting-edge equipment. He's working on local music productions, meeting new people, and gaining experience needed to produce his own show. Best of all, he's sharing his passion for music with others in his community. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Great day to come out and watch a baseball game here at Champlin Park. Sunshine and temperature in the upper 70s. And we've got a good one, 1-1 as we move to the home half of the second inning. Derek Smith will lead it off for Champlin Park. Now Spavacek's first pitch is popped up. He's over toward the first baseline. Pitcher making the play. And Smith retired to the pitch.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty routine play, but good job by Spavacek to vocalize right off the bat that he's going to catch that ball, and then as it was coming down, just reminded everybody it's mine, because you don't know who's looking up at the ball and who's trying to close in, catcher, first baseman. Never know where the second baseman's rolling, but good job by Spavacek to field that ball and let everybody know he's got the out.
First pitch strike to the DH Jordan Lasky. And today for the third baseman, Nierks. First pitch was a strike to him. Second one up high and away. It's 1-1.
Hey, let's go, Jose!
Swung through that one. It's a strike.
Good off-speed pitch off the outside corner. That ball was dropping. It wasn't not a lot of velocity behind that one. Good effort to change the pace and velocity of the pitches here to keep batters on their toes.
Vasek's 1-2 pitch popped up.
Yeah,
right back toward us. Drew didn't quite get there. And
nice. Great attempt.
Oh, great attempt. Couldn't quite come up with the ball.
I think he had it.
Jack, and he crashed into the fence.
I think he had it. And he fell out as he collided with the fence. Good job calling me off. That was a good attempt. It's tough anytime you're up against the fence.
Called strike 3. Low strike, and the first strikeout today for Spavacek.
Another good pitch off the corner, down by the knees. Those pitches are really tough to hit, and when you're behind the count, it's you got to be up there protecting the plate, doing anything you can. But good job there by the pitcher to change his pace. That one came in pretty hard off the zone, right off the outside corner of the plate.
Brings up the pitcher Goodman. First pitch swinging, grounds it to second. Up with it there, Zerbe, easy 1-2-3 inning. It's more Spizofek and Totino Grace in the field. Nothing across for the Rebels. We played 2. It remains 1-1, Champlin Park and Totino Grace.
Hey, did you buy something from some gaming site?
What do you mean?
Yeah, look, there's a bunch of different charges on here.
Do you think someone stole our credit card information?
I don't know. That site sounds familiar, though.
Yeah, isn't that the site that Billy's on all the time?
You don't think.
Billy! Stop and think before you connect. Playing online is serious business. Visit dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect for tips on how to be safe online.
Hey, you going out like that?
Yeah, why?
Well, what would the neighbors think?
I see you! Come look at Mr. Feather. Look what I have. Mr. Bird, remember? Bark, bark, bark. We're just playing. We're just playing. I'm trying to get you out of here.
Even still.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
It's 1-1 games. We move to the top half of the 3rd inning here at Champlin Park High School.
It's the opposite ends of the efficiency on the mound for these two teams thus far. You got Goodman out there who likes to throw the ball. He's had 4 or 5 walks. I don't think he's given up a hit. And then Spivacek, he's been pretty efficient out there. But, you know, it's a 1-1 score, and these two teams are enjoying the day. Beautiful day for weather, and we'll see what happens in the next couple of innings as these top 10 teams battle here at Champlin Park, Brooklyn Park at Champlin Park High School.
Each team upcoming will have games against tough late conference teams. Totino Grace facing Minnetonka this Saturday. Champlin Park will play Wayzata on Monday. Each has already played in Maple Grove. As I mentioned, the Rebels losing by a run to the Crimson. Totino Grace beating Maple Grove by a score of 3-1.
You know, it's good to have those schedules line up in the regular season, see how these teams fare in the regular season. In the regular season, everybody makes playoffs, so it's good to see what's out there. It pushes you to get better, and you know, both teams playing another top 10 team in the next few days will be a good stretch, good week for them to see where they stand against the best in the state.
High and away, the count 3-1 to Kyle Halverson, who grounded out in his first at bat in the 1st inning. 2, 3, and 4 hitters for Grace to start the 3rd. And Goodman with his 6th walk issued here in 2+ innings.
He's definitely getting his pitch count up there. I don't think it really matters. He hasn't shown that he's slowing down at all. He's throwing the ball hard every pitch. It's just a matter of when he can focus in and find that zone. He's had stretches where he throws 4 or 5 straight pitches right down the zone, but then he's been erratic to start each inning thus far.
Right, to check the catcher now batting. 0 for 1 today. Goodman's first pitch. It's to the backstop, and Halverson moves up to second base. 3rd wild pitch of the game. And Grace with a runner in scoring position, Drew Keogh, with nobody out.
Yeah, good opportunity for Totino Grace. Started their order up, runner on second with nobody out. We'll see if they decide to play small ball here or wait for Goodman to throw a pitch down the strike zone and see what happens.
Popped up on the infield. Wayloggy makes the catch in the first out of the inning.
Ball moved quite a bit on Wayloggy at the end. There's winds blowing pretty hard from right field to left field. You can see that ball tailing off and at the very end, but good play to get the out.
Way to get you one there, Sam. Check, go to 1.
That brings up Lindquist. Reaching on the walk, as you see, in the 1st inning. Goodman's first pitch, bouncing to the plate for ball 1.
Nice block by Smith there. That ball short hopped the plate, uses chest protector, closes arms. Got to do what you can as a backstop to keep that runner at second.
Lindquist drawing his 4th walk of the season in that first at bat. Strike call.
Good job, Derek.
And the count evens at 1-1.
if you're the Rebels, that's where you want to see Goodman putting his strikes. You want to see him putting them down at the knees, where it's tough for a batter to get down there and catch up with these fastballs. And then that helps give Goodman an opportunity to set himself up to bring that powerful breaking ball in play, but he hasn't had much of a chance because he's been so far in the count with most batters this far.
Switch up your signs.
I think we have here with the runner on second, Champlin Park wants to make sure that they're not putting themselves in a position where Totino Grace can communicate from the runner on second down to the batter. And they want to make sure that they're not giving away their signs to let the batter know exactly what's coming.
One ball, one strike to Lindquist. Goodman from the stretch in delivers. That one gets off the glove of Smith and goes to the backstop. I think that might go as a pass ball, Drew.
Yeah, I think it was fastball. I don't think it was. I don't think it switched him up on the pitches. I think that one he expected to just be caught right in the web, and it skipped away from the tip of his glove. He seemed to move too much, and I think he felt comfortable with where it was. But when that ball's coming in so hard and it's not firmly in the web, it can slip out easily.
2-1 pitch. That's a wild pitch. Hits hard off the backstop, and no chance for Halverson to advance. But if he had come home on that one, he would have been out, because that one hit hard off that padding. It's right in front of the fence here behind home plate off the Champlin Park sign, and came right back to Smith.
Yeah, good job by Smith to get quickly off his toes and back to that ball and locate it right away. It bounced straight back, and he's been all over the place. He's been running back to the backstop, catching balls in the dirt, making sure they keep the runners off the plate here at home.
Called strike. Good pitch by Goodman. The count goes to 3-2 now to Lindquist.
Any part of you. Go ahead. Go get him. Go get him. Come on, Sammy.
Swing and a miss.
It's fun to watch Goodman pitch. It's fun to watch him pitch. He throws the ball very hard. You never know where it's going to end up, but when it's in the zone, it's been hard to hit. And then he's keeping himself in dicey positions here, but he's giving up only one run so far.
And a big second out.
Yeah, big strikeout there.
And Will Rogg, the batter, he struck out to end the first. Oh, and a good block by Smith.
Nice job by Smith there. With the runner on third, you don't have to come up cleanly with the ball. You just want to keep it in front of you somehow so you can spot it or the pitcher can spot it. And that ball just kind of scooped up and kept it right in front of him.
That went off the glove of Smith. Here comes the runner, and in easily is Halverson to score.
Halverson got a good secondary lead there at third base after that pitch, and I think that ball again scooted away from Smith like we saw in the last batter. That ball just scooted away from him. He felt comfortable with where he was, but you can see the runner with a good secondary lead. Then he goes in and scores the second run of the game for Totino. Again, not your traditional get a runner on, knock him around, sacrifice, RBI singles. It's just being scrappy baseball. And Goodman just wants to barrel down and focus in and find the zone.
Now 3-0 now to Rogg. And there's a strike.
Yeah, when Goodman hits the zone, he's got great pitches, but when he's not in the zone, it's not even close. So it's just a matter of him finding his comfort zone and getting in a groove.
1 pitch, and now 3-2.
I think that goes to show for his walk to strikeout ratio and his ERA. He lets runners on, but he also has a good strikeout.
Hit it out in the air, out to short, right center field, and coming in and making the catch is the center fielder Johnson for the third out of the inning. That's the first ball that Grace has hit out of the infield. There's out number 3 here in the top of the third, but they have picked up another run. 1 run, no hits, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the third. It's now Totino Grace 2, Champlin Park 1.
An eating disorder feels like having another person inside your head. It kind of built this wall around me.
The main thing that we needed was hope.
Your age, your gender, your ethnicity. Eating disorders don't discriminate. They can strike anyone. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Call or visit the NEDA website today for help and hope.
The world is online, and we're all connected. While there's a lot to explore and discover, we each need to do our part to keep the internet safe. Cybersecurity starts with you. Learn how you can stay safe online at dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect.
Totino Grace now in the lead as we move to the home half of the third inning. Zavasik will work on the number 9 hitter, then Cole Albers, and then Klepner and Lobin as we start the Champlin Park third. Albers hitting it to short. Picked up there by Halverson. Throw to first. One pitch, one out.
Good smooth play there by Halverson after they had that error on the assumed double play. He feels it's good for him to field that ground ball cleanly and come up and get a good solid throw over to first to get the out. Keep that leadoff batter off the bases.
Zavasik worked a very quick second inning, Drew, getting the first out here on a pitch in the third. Klepner takes the first pitch inside.
Yeah, I think we're seeing two different types of pitchers here. Goodman likes to throw the ball hard, try and get batters out by the strikeout, and Spivacek is comfortable hitting the zone, let the batters put the bat on the ball, and he's letting his fielders get the outs.
Falling behind Klepner now, though, 2-0. Klepner with the only hit of this game so far, a single on the first pitch he saw on the bottom of the first. There's a strike call. The count goes to 2-1.
Yeah, he jumped on that first pitch in his first at bat in the bottom half of the first and right over the third baseman's head, and that was a good solid start to the game for Champlin.
Klepner, who does some pitching as well, spins a little bunt out in front of the plate, and in time at first. Ratacek hesitated a little bit, and then he's able to fire a strike down to Lindquist to just get Klepner at first.
Yeah, it was actually Zerbe. Great play by the second baseman to come over.
Zerbe came over, yep.
Yeah,
right.
The first baseman had to charge in, and that ball dropped dead right in the dirt here, and Zerbe ran over, and I think he got him on the tag.
Yeah, he had to win. The reason for the hesitation was to wait for Zerbe to get over to the bag. The 2-4 on the putout of Klepner. 2 away, and Jack Lobin the batter. Reached on an error in the first.
You know, we have the luxury of looking back at the replay and seeing that call was correct. These umpires do a pretty dang good job, and when you get to the professional level, it's amazing. These plays happen so quick, and they are so often they're right, and it's impressive how quick they're able to make that judgment call. And often you hear umpires talk about they pay attention to the sound, not necessarily just the visual, but hearing the sound of the ball hit the glove compared to the foot hitting the bag, and you know, sometimes that's what it comes down to.
Grounded right down the line. It's a fair ball. Throw to first is high. And reaching at first base is Lobin. Boy, that ball hugged the line all the way, but stayed fair. Holton had no choice but to play that ball.
We had a great angle on this ball. It was off the nub, and it started spinning out of play, and then it kind of stayed in play. Good job by the third baseman to field that cleanly as the ball hopped over the third base, but a long throw, ball wasn't hit that hard. Tough play to get that out.
An error, though, on Holton, allowing Lobin to reach. With 2 outs here in the third. Now Riley Johnson.
Yeah, that's a tough play for Holton there. He doesn't know if the ball's going to hit the bag. If the ball hits the bag, he really has no play. So all he can do is wait for the ball to cross over the bag, try and come up cleanly and gun it across the diamond about as far as he possibly can from that position.
I started to say before Klepner bunted that he's pitched some this year, and he's just going down right now down the foul territory in left field to warm up. perhaps to come in today. This is ripped out in the left field. Johnson with a solid single. The left holding at second after taking the turn was Lovan, but the ball hit right in front of him. Really no chance for him to move up. And Riley Johnson's aboard, and Champlin Park's got something going with 2 outs here in the third.
Good piece of hitting there by Johnson, bringing his hands in and getting around on that ball. That ball was up and in, up by his eyeballs, but he brought his hands in and spun on that ball to get it down the third base line.
Hey, put a good swing on one again. Here you go, Duel. Let's go, buddy. You got this, kid.
Pearson, the batter. Vasek's first pitch fouled back to the screen, 1 strike.
Vasek being pretty efficient out there. He's got a good change of velocity in his pitches. He hasn't shown much of a solid breaking ball, but he's been throwing some fastballs, and then he's a good off-speed pitch that he's been nibbling on the outside corner of the plate.
Changeup, good pitch on the corner for a strike. It's 0-2.
Yeah, his breaking ball is a little different than Goodman's that we saw on the other side of the diamond. That Goodman has that sharp breaking ball, but he hasn't set himself up in the opportunity to throw it, whereas Vasek has gotten ahead in the count so he can play with his pitches.
Up high, 1-2. Pearson with a line out to right in his first at bat. Trying to even things up here for the Rebels in the third. Vasek's pitch hit down the Lindquist at first. He'll take it himself. 3 unassisted to end the third inning for Champlin Park. No runs for the Rebels. 1 hit, 1 error, and they leave 2. They've stranded 3 in the game. We've played 3 here at Champlin Park. Our score, Totino Grace 2, Champlin Park 1.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Volunteering is more than just a word. It's a window to opportunities. Take Mark, for example. By taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television, Mark is helping bring entertainment and information to his community, along with building a foundation of skills that will take him one step closer to his dreams. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
John Jacobson, Drew Keel, a little bit of an unusual line score there, Drew. 2 runs, no hits, 3 errors. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for Champlin Park.
Yeah, 2 solid teams playing some scrappy ball, doing what they can to get their runners on base. It's just a matter of Goodman trying to find the zone here and Totino Grace being patient at the plate. If Totino Grace can continue to take pitches when they're not in the zone, I think they'll be in a good shape here to come out on top today. But if Goodman settles down, Champlin Park showing they can hit the ball.
First pitch strike to Nick Holton, who walked back in the second inning. Up high, it's 1-1. Out of the zone, 2-1. I would think, Drew, if we see a couple more walks this inning, that Coach Davis might go to Aaron Kleppner next, who we saw warming up down in the Rebels bullpen. Way upstairs.
Yeah, this has been this is the 4th inning in a row, 4 innings to start the game. First batter of the inning. Goodman has not been comfortable out of the gates, and he's given up quite a few walks.
There's a strike call, and it's 3-2.
You can take a little bit off that pitch, and that's what you might need to do to get comfortable. Find the feel of that ball, get comfortable with the zone. It's not like what he's been missing on has been close.
This one hit over the shortstop's head. Albers and into center field, and Totino Grace has its first hit of the game. A leadoff single for Nick Holton, and the Eagles have something brewing again in the 4th. They've had the leadoff runner on in each inning.
This piece of hitting by Holton, bringing that bat inside and down, scooping that ball. You didn't have to hit it as hard as possible. You just want to get the bat on the ball with 2 strikes, and you want to do anything you can to get that leadoff runner on.
Brings up Ryan Johnson. First pitch to him is a strike.
I think that first pitch of each at bat for Goodman is something that he wants to work on here at this point in the game. If you can get ahead of the batter, it's going to put Totino Grace in a position where they're probably going to swing at anything close, and then you can start working in your breaking ball and see what happens from there.
Runner is going. Pitch is low. And it's a stolen base for Holton, his second of the game.
I think that was on Goodman. I think he was focused in so much on throwing out a strike that Holton got a decent lead and just started going.
Missed out of the zone. It's 2-1. Grounder to the right side. This will move the runner over to third. Wayloggy to Pearson, but a nice at bat for Ryan Johnson. Holton down to third base.
Another good at bat for Totino, getting the ball on the right side of the infield. The runner on second, easily moving the runner over to third, puts you in a position for a sac fly, a wild pitch, pass ball, which we've seen in this game that will give him another run. And in this battle of two top 10 teams with good pitchers and great records throughout the season, 3 runs is a pretty good spot.
Daniel Jacob, the batter. Hits it on the ground down to first. To get the out there, and no chance on that play for Holton to advance. So good out for Goodman and the Rebels. 3 unassisted. Jacob going down, retired by Pearson for out number 2.
Big out for the Rebels. That ball not hit very hard, and I think if the runner at third gets a good jump, he comes in to score easily. But it was tough to read, and you don't want to make that out at home plate no matter what you do. So you kind of got to see where it's going, but not getting a good read on the ball, you don't want to make a bad judgment call. It'll be safe than sorry.
First pitch inside to Zerbe. In for a strike, 1-1. Chopped right back to the mound. Goodman up with it. Turns, fires, and a good inning for Goodman on the pitcher's mound. Did not allow a walk, gave up a hit. But Grace can't get the runner in. No runs, a hit. They lead 1. They have stranded 4. 3.5 in the books. It's 2-1. Totino Grace leading Champlin Park.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Sharing your passion starts with taking that first step. Take Lindsay, for example. Her first step was taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television. Right away, she received professional training and now has the tools and skills necessary to produce her own show. She's turning dreams into realities right from her own home. And best of all, she's sharing her passion with members of her community and beyond. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
John Jacobson with Drew Keough today on Channel 12. One more prep baseball game coming up this week on 12 Sports. A Metro West Conference game Friday afternoon as the Cooper Hawks host the Benilde St. Margaret's Red Knights. Check our website 12.tv for the replay times of that one. Jeff Wayloggy leading it off for Champlin Park. Derek Smith, Jordan Zedleski to follow. Wayloggy 0 for 1, took the first pitch ball here. Drives this one out into left center field of the gap. This one will get to the fence. Wayloggy into second base with a leadoff double. Rebels have some hitters, Drew, and Wayloggy puts that one into play for our first extra base hit today.
Yeah, good solid contact down in the zone. right in his wheelhouse, and that ball gets to the gap. There's no question that one was getting to the fence. Big to get the leadoff runner here, see what Champlin Park decides to do. If play small ball, try and get that run over to third with nobody out here.
So Spivacek will have to bear down here on Smith, who showed bunt but pulled back on the high pitch. Time called. Smith steps out, now back in. Look back toward second, back in as Waylogi, but no throw by Spivacek.
Sometimes teams like to do that to see what the batter's doing. If they continue to keep that sacrifice bunt in place, just to throw a fake pickoff or a pickoff, just see what the batter does and shows their.
Smith bunts, but foul. Count evens at 1-1.
In this position, what you want to do if you're Champlin Park is you want to bunt the ball down the third baseline, make that third baseman make a decision, because the shortstop's probably going to be holding on. Shortstop and second baseman are probably holding on the runner at second. If you drop that bunt down the third baseline, that's up to the pitcher to make that play and then turn and spin and get the ball over to third base.
Chop to third. Holton holding the runner, throws to first, gets the out, and then Waylogi does move up anyway. So Waylogi had gotten enough off the bag where he was going to go once Holton released the ball.
Yeah, good play here by Totino to get the out at first. And on the Champlin Park side, good job by Waylogi to take a good lead. Watch to make sure the ball goes over to first, and if it's across the diamond, that's a tough play to go from third to first, back to third to get that runner at third base. So good job by Waylogi to make sure he gets down there with no risk of getting thrown out at third.
Zemletsky now the batter. And a first pitch strike to Jordan. Struck out back in the second, looking to get the tying run in from third here in the fourth inning. Spivacek's pitch. Hit in the air out to center field. Waylogi's going to tag on this one, not hit terribly deep, and they won't send him. Probably a good idea. A good throw in from Nielsen. And there's out number 2.
Yeah, good play by Totino there to get that out in center, and good solid throw. You don't want to try and throw the ball too high, so it gives a pitcher a chance to cut that off, or the infielder to cut it off. But that ball was right on line, wasn't too deep. Good solid throw. I think he would have been a dead duck, and he tried to tag up on that one. So good call by Waylogi to stay at third.
It's bottom of the 7th. You probably send him and take your chances that there'll be a bad throw or something. But in this situation,
yeah,
right call not to send him.
Yep.
Goodman the batter. 0 for 1 today. Vlasik's pitch to him, swings and misses. 1-1 now to Goodman.
The other thing to take into consideration with that tagging up and not trying to force the play, if you're playing a team who doesn't have a good record and isn't a top 10 team, they've been struggling this season, you kind of know they have some challenges. They're not as talented as other teams, but these two teams are both top 10 teams, top half of the conference, great records. So they're pretty solid all around the field. And you kind of have a good scouting report of what players can do and can't do. But in general, when you have good talent, when you have a good record and you're ranked in the top 10, you have good talent top to bottom.
2-1 pitch. Goodman holds up, and the count 3-1. Bill Albers on deck. Should Goodman reach? Popped up foul. Right near the bag. Actually comes back into fair territory. I thought it was going to go foul. And it's the shortstop Halverson that comes over to the bag at third and makes the catch. So the leadoff double for Waylogi does not hurt Totino Grace. No runs on a hit for Champlin Park and 1 left. Move into the 5th inning. It's still Totino Grace 2, Champlin Park 1.
Good one, son.
Last summer, my new dad took me on vacation. First, we went deep sea fishing. Wow!
I'm so proud of you, son.
And then we went on Thunder Shark. That was awesome! Let's go again!
3 times. I gotta say, it was pretty cool.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Oh, not again.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
Got a new pitcher for Champlin Park. We start the 5th inning. Cole Aubers moves from shortstop to pitcher. Junior this season, record of 2-1. It's his 4th game. He's pitched 20 innings on the season, allowed 14 hits, 5 runs, just 2 of them earned, 3 walks, and 13 strikeouts, an ERA of 0.70. Aaron Klepner moves from left field to shortstop. And Alex Backriches comes off the bench, and he is now in left field, and Goodman out of the game.
You know, and Aubers a different type of pitcher, it looks like when you look at the stat line. The important thing is the ERA, another solid ERA. Doesn't give up a lot of walks, not a lot of earned runs. So I think we'll see Totino Grace start to be swinging a little more than we had earlier in the game.
Let's go, boys. Let's get up here, beat your teammates. Let's go, everybody.
Good hitters up for Grace are back to the top of the order. Nielsen, Halverson, and Ratzicek. And Oliver's first pitch misses inside for ball 1. We go from a lefty to a righty here for Champlin Park on the hill. There's a strike call. It's 1-1.
You know, same thing with Aubers here. Important to get ahead in the count. You want to start hammering that zone. You haven't seen Totino Grace swing the bat too much. Not many balls in play. You want to throw strikes and see what they can do.
There's a called strike 2.
One more now, Cole. Hey, same spot, Cole. Hummus.
Foul tip and caught by Smith. There's a strikeout of Nielsen to start the 5th inning.
Good start for Aubers here to get that strikeout. Good solid pitch there. He got right up on the mound, rocked back and fired and get the first strikeout.
The line on Sam Goodman, 4 innings pitched, 1 hit allowed, 6 walks, 4 strikeouts, 2 runs, both of them earned.
What we expected.
But just the 2 runs allowed, Drew, so he's giving his team a chance here to move to the 5th inning.
Yeah, Goodman was throwing the ball really hard. He had a couple stretches where he was throwing good strikes, but he was also erratic and not hitting the zone at all, whereas Aubers here seems to looking good, finding the zone. His misses are just offside of the plate and keeps these Totino Grace batters on their toes.
His walk just 3 in 20 innings on the season. Alverson swinging and hitting it foul. It's a ball and 2 strikes now to the Eagles shortstop. Scored the 2nd run of this game. Leading off with a walk, advanced with a wild pitch and a couple of pass balls to get home. Sliced foul right off the fence by the Grace dugout.
Whew. Thank you for that
smoked.
safety game. Yeah. Yeah, Aubers doing a good job hammering the zone early on here. That'll give him an opportunity to play with some pitches and stay ahead in the count is really important as a pitcher.
Here we go, dude.
One and two in the dirt. It's 2-2.
Good job by Smith there, even though it's a ball. If that batter swings at the ball at that pitch, he's got to block it and make sure he can get the ball down to first. So good job for the catcher to stay busy. He's been a busy catcher behind the plate this afternoon.
Two pitch, chopped to short. Klepner backs up on it a little bit, makes the throw across to Pearson. Into away here in the Totino Grace 5th.
Good play by Klepner there. A big cherry hop for him, but he was going to try and rush in and catch that ball on the first bounce, but he decided at the last second to back up and stay on his feet. But he came up quick with a good solid throw back over to first to get the out.
Jens Ratchishek coming to the plate. He is 0 for 2 today. Albers delivers first pitch low to him. Way up high.
That's the first pitch we've seen from Albers that hasn't been close. His misses have been just outside of the zone. That first pitch, that's his first one outside of the zone, and that was way up and in.
Foul at the plate. Albers gets a strike to make the count 2-1.
Strong ball here, Cole. Just get in and hit.
Missed away. 3 balls and a strike. Grace has had at least one base runner in each of the first 4 innings. Popped up foul out of play.
Here we go.
Payoff pitch coming from Albers. And missed low. Got to check draw, get 2-out walk.
Good eye there to take the 2-out walk. That ball not too far outside of the zone again by Albers, so nothing to be concerned of. But again, Totino Grace good job to keep that streak of getting a runner on base every inning.
Mason Schuler is the courtesy runner down at first base. Winter Lindquist to the plate. And there's ball 1.
If you're missing pitches, that's where you want to miss them. You want to miss them just below the knees. It's hard for a batter to pick that up, so you bring that up an inch or two, you're going to be getting great strikes.
Hey, find it, Cole. Come on, bud.
2-0. Albers falling behind the number 4 hitter for Grace.
You see him getting a little frustrated there that he's not finding the zone. That first pitch he thought was a strike, or he knew it was just outside of the zone. He wanted to come back and took a little bit off that last pitch to get the strike.
Grounded to short. Kleppner up with it. Force play at second base to Waylongi. And Grace is retired here in the 5th inning. No runs. No hits. Leave 1. Go to the home half of the 5th inning. On 12 Sports, it's Totino Grace 2. Champlin Park 1.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
Bottom half of the 5th inning. Alex Pavacek in the first 4 innings drew. Allowed just 1 run and unearned in the first inning and 3 hits allowed. Hasn't struck out anybody in the game, but conversely, hasn't walked anyone either.
Yeah, he's had a solid outing this afternoon. Last inning was the biggest danger he's put himself in. He hit the leadoff double and got the runner over to third, but they got out of that inning. He's had a pretty solid outing today.
First pitch strike to Albers, leading off the Rebels' 5th. Pavacek's pitch popped up foul.
Good hat.
Another great start to the inning. Get ahead of the batter. 0-2 count here. Gives you a chance to play with some pitches and don't have to put any pressure on yourself to throw strike after strike after strike.
Called strike 3 and a punch out for Zavasic for his first strikeout of the game.
That one was right down Broad Street. I think it kind of surprised the batter. It was a little up in the zone, but right over the heart of the plate. Probably expecting something of a breaking ball or off the plate with an 0-2 count, but change it up and get the strikeout.
I look back at my book, Drew. I apologize. It's the second strikeout of the game. Had one back in the second inning as well. First pitch strike to Klepner.
I would have never said anything.
I knew it was wrong. So thank you. Klepner driving this one out to left center field. This is going to hit the gap. He's going to go into second. It's off the fence. Klepner's 2 for 3, and he's in scoring position with 1 out in the 5th.
That looked like it felt good to get the bat on the ball there. That was deep in the gap. 2 hops to the fence. Ball right around the waist. Good solid turn on the ball down to the left center field. 2 hops to the fence, an easy double. Looking to push the third, but Totino Grace does a good job of picking up the ball and relaying it in to keep the runner at second.
Now Loban, the batter, has reached twice on errors. Klepner out at second place, and Babasic first pitch curves in for a strike.
Yes, Babasic doing a good job. First pitch, trying to get ahead in the count, throwing strikes. Always gives you a little bit more comfort when you're ahead in the count.
Throw down to second base. Out at second is Klepner.
They got the out. I don't think Totino Grace knew who had the ball. Good toss down to second base. Good quick snap throw.
Ratzicek with a terrific throw down to the bag. Klepner is way down toward third base and just could not hustle back in time. The tag put on by Halverson. 2-6 on the putout.
I think the discussion here by coach is whoever's not catching the ball has no right to be at the bag, but throw clearly beat the runner down there, and they got the tag on them. They weren't impeding the base. They weren't blocking the base path, so Klepner had a chance to get to the bag. He just didn't get back in time.
So now 2 away. Ball inside, and the count goes 2-1 to Loban. Boy, it's a big play in this game, though, Drew, with the tying run out there. You get good batters coming up for Champlin Park. Called strike, it's 2-2.
Yeah, Klepner tried to do too much, I think. Yeah, he was feeling the energy after that double. And he was trying to get an extended lead and force something to happen. And Totino Grace executed pretty well and got the ball down to second with a good solid throw and put the tag down to get the out.
Now goes full to Loban, 3-2. Grounds it back up the middle, and that'll be a base hit. There would have been your tying run.
Hey, homie, let's go hard.
Yep. Good solid hit up the middle, though.
Rebels are putting the ball in play today. That's their 5th hit of the day. And now Riley Johnson, the batter.
Hey, tie game, Mark, let's go, man.
Johnson with a solid single in his last at-bats. Could use an extra base hit from him here. He's got a double and a triple on the season. It's Babasic's first pitch just off the plate for ball 1.
Started that batter off with a curveball, and sure enough, he falls behind the count. Usually he starts off with a strike and good fastball. That pitch he went with the breaking ball and missed the zone.
2-0.
Let's go hard, quit staying now. Come on, Jay. Go for it. Hey, hold on. Go for it, quit staying now. Hey, watch him come right there for you.
Driven out to left center field. This one is hit deep, and it'll get to the wall. Loban being waved around. He is going to score. Throw to third, and safe at third, and with a triple as Johnson. Loban scores. It's a 2-2 game. Boy, that was a close play, Drew, because I was watching both runners. If he gets out before Logan crosses the plate, that run doesn't count.
Yeah, I think that's what's frustrating here for Totino Grace. They did a great job of the relay over at third. Bang, bang play, and if he's out at third, I think the run is taken off the board because I think that out at third is ahead of this run that comes across the plate. But good hustle all the way through by Lovren to score that game-tying run here in the 5th inning.
Second triple of the year for Johnson, and we're tied up. And now Pearson, Rebels feeling some jump in the bat now. Getting to Spivacek a little bit here. Double, a single, and a triple, and only out on the bases by Klepter has prevented this from potentially turning into a big inning for Champlin Park. Pearson looking to keep it going though. That missed, 2-1. Pearson 0 for 2 today, but came into play today hitting .406.
Oh man, let's go, man. We're staying now. Come on in, Pierce. Let's go, kid. Grip on here. Base it now, base it.
Popped up, right side, foul territory. Lindquist over and makes the catch for the 3rd out. Champlin Park with a couple of big 2-out hits. Johnson with a run-scoring triple, a run on 3 hits, and 1 left. And we go to the 6th inning. He scored Totino Grace 2, Champlin Park 2.
Volunteering is more than just a word. It's a window to opportunities. Take Mark, for example. By taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television, Mark is helping bring entertainment and information to his community, along with building a foundation of skills that will take him one step closer to his dreams. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
And new game now, tie game as we move to the 6th inning. 2-2, Totino Grace in Champlin Park. Cole Albers will start his 2nd inning of work now on the tie game as he'll face Will Rogg, Neil Holton, and Ryan Johnson.
5, 6, 7. Okay, Jello.
Rogg 0 for 2 in his at-bats against Goodman. Takes the first pitch low and in from Albers here in the 6th. Albers a walk and a strikeout. No hits allowed in his first inning of work. Strike call here. Evens the count at 1-1. There's a strike call.
Albert's been doing a good job since he came into this game, just throwing strikes, just staying close to the plate. I think we're going to change. We're going to see a change in approach at the plate by Totino Grace. They're going to have to start swinging the bats.
Count evens at 2-2. Excuse me, Drew.
I think they had 6 walks, he said, in the 4 innings against Goodman. I think it's with Albers. They're going to have to start hitting their way on.
Foul back. Good swing by Rogg.
Get that leader, Cole. Come on, bud. Hey, making a play. Infield, let's go.
Jim Parks had good pitching this year. I mean, it's not 2 guys we've seen today, but Drew Nelson's been outstanding in relief for them this year. I mentioned Aaron Klepner before. Alex Backriches is 2-0.
Yeah, that's the key to good high school baseball is getting 2 or 3 really good pitchers out there on the mound.
Strike 3. Nice ball dropping in the zone and a called strike 3. Raj out to start the 6th.
We've seen that so often in teams that go on to go deep in sections and make it to state and make a good state run. Is if you have 2 great pitchers, you're in a good spot. If you have 2 great pitchers and a couple good pitchers, you're in a better spot. But if you have that one ace, it's hard to fill that second game because you run out of pitches and you run out of innings.
Fouled back by Nick Holton, the first pitch to him. Holton with a walk and a strikeout, couple stolen bases for him today, but no runs scored. Stranded at second in the second inning and at third base in the fourth. Albers pitch, fastball strike.
You know, if you keep hitting that zone and you keep consistently throwing strikes, you're going to get pitches like that. Some pitchers, if they're erratic and all over the place, they might not get those strike calls.
And there's strike three on Holton for out number 2.
Good breaking ball there in the dirt off the plate. Holton was kind of expecting something similar to what he saw in the last pitch, a straight fastball, and last second he decided to go for it, and it was almost an impossible pitch to hit. Breaking ball off the plate and in the dirt.
2 away, nobody on, and Ryan Johnson taking a first pitch strike. Albers dialed in. He's getting that ball back, Drew, and rocking and firing another pitch. This one hit pretty well out to right center field, and it'll drop in for a base hit. Johnson over to play it in right center. Ryan Johnson has his first hit, just the second of the game for Totino Grace, and they get a runner aboard here. 2 outs in the 6th.
Good at bat by Johnson there. Albers has been pretty successful since he came into the game, throwing strikes, throwing hard strikes, and Johnson decided to just put the bat on the ball and see what happened, and it ended up falling into right center for a base hit.
Daniel Jacob taking a first pitch strike.
That's one of the things you want to teach hitters at this level, is that not every ball has to be crushed. Not every ball has to be squared up. Sometimes, depending on where you're in the game, you just want to put the bat in the ball and put the ball in play.
Offered at that one, and it's quickly 2 strikes. Two pitch bounces away from Smith, and moving up to second base is Ryan Johnson. So I think Albers probably wanted to deliver it a little bit out of the strike zone, see if we could get Jacob to chase, but didn't want to deliver a wild pitch and put that guy down at second either.
Yeah, I think that ball is, he threw that one, a little too much zip on that one, and he was breaking too far away from Smith, and it just got away from him.
1-2 pitch now to Jacob. Hit up the middle, but in play. Klepner up with it over to Pearson at first for the 3rd out of the 6th inning. No runs for Totino Grace. 1 hit, they strand 1. We move to the home half of the 6th innings. Totino Grace 2, Champlin Park 2.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Good one, son.
Last summer, my new dad took me on vacation. First, we went deep sea fishing. Wow!
I'm so proud of you, son.
And then we went on Thunder Shark. That was awesome! Let's go again. 3 times. I gotta say, it was pretty cool.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Oh, not again.
Good baseball game today between 2 of the top teams in the Northwest Suburban Conference. Conference leader Totino Grace, 7-0 in conference games. Champlin Park tied for second with Maple Grove, 6-2 in the league coming in today. And we're locked up at 2 going to the bottom of the 6th inning. Jeff Wayloggy, Derek Smith, Jordan Sadlazgi, the scheduled hitters here in the 6th for the Rebels. First pitch strike delivered by Spivacek. Foul at the plate. It's quickly 0-2 on Wayloggy, who doubled in his last at bat.
Spivacek sticking to his game plan, trying to do what you can to get ahead in the count. Gives you the flexibility to waste a pitch or try and throw a breaking ball. Here he is 0-2 in the first batter of the 6th inning.
Off the plate, it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It's a good miss. It's a good breaking ball just off the plate.
Foul back to the screen by Wayloggy, who hangs in there at 1-2.
Good hack by Wayloggy there on that breaking ball up in the zone. Just got a piece of it. He was trying to crush that ball. He saw it was an off-speed pitch, and he timed it just well. It was just underneath it.
Up high, and the count's 2-2. Missed. The count is full at 3-2.
That why Wayloggy here trying to do whatever you can to get this leadoff runner on base. And fought off a couple pitches and took a couple close pitches.
3-2, it's grounded deep in the hole. Halverson up with a throws to first. Won't be in time. It'll be an infield single for Wayloggy, and the Rebels have the leadoff runner aboard here in the 6th.
Good hustle again by Wayloggy to get down first base. Great range and great dive by the shortstop. Again, getting up quick to his feet. I think the short hop kills that throw and is what enabled Wayloggy to beat the throw over to first.
Now Derek Smith coming up. I think the bunt will be on for him. Pulls it back. Pitch missed. Wayloggy.
Yeah, I think if you're Champlin Park, you're doing anything you can to get that runner in scoring position. I think you square around and show bunt again. I think you're probably taking a strike if you can't lay down the sacrifice.
Throw to first. Wayloggy back in.
And if you're Wayloggy, you want to do what you can. You don't want to be too dangerous to get yourself thrown out, but you want to stay in the head of the pitcher and force throws.
Smith offering at that one that was well off the plate. And it's strike one, 1-1.
With the sacrifice bunt in play, the first baseman's coming down the line. The shift, the rotate wheel is on where the second baseman covers first. So Wayloggy is able to get a secondary lead that's pretty long, pretty large secondary lead. And if he's able to force a throw over there, it could be a chaotic situation. And then where the right fielder is, a bad throw could be a really good result for Champlin Park.
Foul at the plate. Now the count goes to 1-2 on Smith.
And you would expect now they take the sacrifice off. You do anything to keep the ball in play. You don't want to pop up. You don't want an easy fly ball. You want to put the ball on the ground or hit a hard line drive. Last thing you want here is a pop fly, easy pop fly with a giving up and out.
Throw to first. Wayloggy back in. Wayloggy 1 for 2 in stolen base attempts this season. Their leading base stealer, Riley Johnson, far and away 13 for 14 on stolen base attempts this year.
That is an impressive number, 13 stolen bases at this point in the season.
Smith, a little fister out back behind second base, and Zerbe able to get over there and get to it. A pop out for out number 1. And it jammed him on the hands, and there's the big first out for Totino Grace in the field.
Yeah, after a couple sacrifice attempts, falling behind in the count with 2 strikes, you do whatever you can to put the bat in the ball, and that was just a fister that ended up just fighting it out to the pop fly to the second baseman for an easy out.
Now Zedleski, the batter. Throw to first. Wayloggy again back in. Zedleski 0 for 2 today. Off the plate, missed. 1 ball, no strikes to the Rebels DH. Spivacek has gone all the way, 5 1/3 innings, allowed 2 runs, just 1 of them earned.
He's had a pretty solid outing, pretty clean outing. He had 1 inning where he got himself to a little jam, gave up a double. He's given up a couple doubles, but he's been hitting the strike zone, throwing good curveballs, and getting ahead in the count usually.
Changeup is low. It's 2-1. He's allowed 6 hits so far, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Behind the count here at 2-1. Novacek's pitch, chopped over the mound. Hard play for Halverson here. They'll have time, though. Throws to first, and they do get the out. No chance to get Wayloggy to get the force on that. So he does move into scoring position with 2 outs, Drew, here in the 6th.
Halverson doing a good job getting a good break on that ball. That ball was not hit very hard, and with this thick grass, a couple chops is going to slow down that ball. So he's got to rush in really quick. Quick snap throw over to first to get the runner at first. He had no chance to get the force out at second base, so didn't even have to make that decision.
Alex Backridge is coming to the plate for the first time today. First pitch off the plate for ball 1. Backridge is in for Goodman. Came in a couple of innings ago at the season. 4 for 18 at the plate. No home runs, 1 run batted in. Called strike, and the count's at 1-1. Goodman was 0 for 2 at the plate. Backridge is hitting this one foul out of play. 1-2.
Spavacek again putting himself in a position to get a strikeout, get that third out of the inning, however he can do it. But being ahead in the count gives you a lot of flexibility in what you can throw, and it also puts the batter in a tough spot. He can't be as aggressive at the plate.
Oh, it hits him. Backridge gets on with a hit batsman. So first time really that Spavacek's missed badly, didn't walk anybody. Hits Backridge's here. Put runners at first and second with 2 away, and now Cole Alber's coming up.
Yeah, that breaking ball just got away from him. Stayed up and in. Didn't break enough, didn't break it all, and it started too far up and in and caught the batter right in the shoulder, right in the bicep. Anything on the left side of the field is going to be a tough play if it's up in the air. That sun's starting to come to a level where it's going to come into play on a fly ball or a line drive.
Good pitch by Spavacek there. First pitch strike to Albers.
Here we go.
This one chopped over the mound. Gloved and thrown to second. No, everybody's safe. Backhanded there by Halverson. Zerbe covering the bag, but they couldn't get Backridge's. Albers reaches on the fielder's choice, and the bases are loaded for Champlin Park.
A couple of high hops for Halverson. He was going to try and flip it over to the second baseman, but he didn't get a good clean grip on the ball out of his glove. And with 2 outs and the ball put in play, the runners are in motion. And that makes it a tough play at second with those 2 high hops and not a clean grab of the ball out of the glove.
Pitching coach Don Roney out now to talk to Alex Spavacek. Quick conversation. Now the Rebels with a chance to potentially not win the game, but give them a chance to be just 3 outs away from a win. And the top of the order coming up.
Yeah, Klopner has had a good day at the plate, and he's probably ultra focused after his last at bat where he ended up at second base and ended up getting thrown out on a pickoff play.
He's 2 for 3 today. Spavacek's first pitch to him is low for ball 1.
I think that mound visit was also to talk about pitch decision here on that first pitch. Klopner has a tendency to be swinging first pitch. We saw it in the first at bat, and I think his last at bat was first or second pitch.
Takes a pitch there. It's a strike. Big one for Spavacek. Didn't want to fall behind with the bases loaded 2-0. Now count evens at 1-1.
Let's go, 1. Come on, 6.
1-1. Hit up the middle for a base hit. Wayloggy is in. Backridge is being waved around. He's in. It's a 2-run single for Klopner, and it's 4-2 Champlin Park.
Good swing by Klopner, kept his hands in, turned on the bat, put it right up the middle. Not the hardest hit ball, definitely not as hard as he hit his last ball, but you know what, with 3 runners on you, do whatever you can to put the ball in play, and that ball right up the box. No chance for Champlin Park or Totino Grace to field it. And with 2 outs, the runners are in motion on contact, and that second runner comes across the plate pretty easily. Give Champlin Park a 4-2 lead here late in the game.
Joey Albright will come in. Courtesy run. Good hand for Totino Grace fans, for Alex Spevacek, who's going to leave here with 2 outs in the 6th inning. And Nathan Eichten coming on to pitch. Pitching change. We will take a break. New score here at Champlin Park reads Rebels 4, Eagles 2. Back with more Prep Baseball on 12 Sports after this timeout.
An eating disorder feels like having another person inside your head. It kind of built this wall around me.
The main thing that we needed was hope.
Your age, your gender, your ethnicity. Eating disorders don't discriminate. They can strike anyone. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Call or visit the NEDA website today for help and hope.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your
likes
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
A run for Champlin Park in the 5th and 2 more here in the 6th. Paul Drew Keel coming with 2 outs both innings, and they have the lead now at 4-2. Zach Loban, the batter. Joey Albright, the courtesy runner for Allvers, down at second base. Klepner aboard at first. And a first pitch strike for Nathan Eichten.
Yeah, Spavacek had a great outing. Didn't give up many free passes, if any, and kept throwing strikes, but just got a little too far into trouble here in the 6th, and this is going to be a tough pitch.
It's a long way out to left center field. That'll drop in for a hit. 1 run is in. Klepner is around. It's a 2-run double, and it's 6-2 Champlin Park. Zach Loban with a 2-out, 2-run double.
Yeah, this is the way it's set up for Champlin Park, the top of the order. Great hitters, great averages throughout the season, and if you get runners on for them, they're swinging the bats, and they're starting to find holes. And early in the game, they weren't finding the holes, and they weren't hitting the ball that well. And give them a couple of times through the order, and they get warmed up, and they've hit the ball here in the 5th and 6th inning pretty well.
And now you get Riley Johnson, who could argue is probably their best hitter on the team, hitting about 500 on the season, had a run-scoring triple last inning. Been on all 3 times today. Eichten's pitch is up high. It's 1-1. Eichten on the season coming into play today. 2 innings pitch. No wins, no losses. Had not allowed a hit. No walks and a strikeout. Up high, it's 2-1. Fouled back out of play. Count evens at 2-2.
Great inning here for Champlin Park. They did what they needed to do. They got their runners on base to turn it over to the top of the order, and the top of the order took care of business here in this 6th inning, put a couple runs up on the board, get a 6-2 lead here late in the game.
Speed is low. Count goes to 3-2.
Hey, he don't want to throw to you. He doesn't want to throw to you. Make him make a mistake. Four, let's go. Hey, fastball jump. 4 on now. Fastball jump.
Eichten leans in for the sign. Comes home to Johnson. Hit in the air. Popped up right side. And the catch made by Zerbe. But Champlin Park in the 6th inning, they bat 8. They score 4. And now at the end of 6th inning, it's Champlin Park 6, Totino Grace 2. Last chance for the Eagles coming up. More baseball on 12 Sports after this.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
The world is online, and we're all connected. While there's a lot to explore and discover, we each need to do our part to keep the internet safe. Cybersecurity starts with you. Learn how you can stay safe online at dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect.
4th spot put up by Champlin Park in the bottom half of the 6th inning. The Aubers looking to close it out and get a win here for the Champlin Park as he starts his 3rd inning of work. Zerbe will lead it off for Grace, Nielsen, and Halverson to follow. Called strike. Aubers in 2 innings. It's allowed 1 hit, walked 1, struck out 3, and not allowed a run. In relief of Sam Goodman. Chopped to short. Klepner up with it. Fires across to Pearson, 1 away.
Yeah, Aubers is having a solid outing today. I think we've seen him put maybe 1 or 2 balls in the dirt. Everything else has been about right at the knees, except for maybe a pitch here and there up in the zone. But nice cherry half for Klepner to get the first out of the inning over at first base. Nice easy toss.
First pitch strike. Nolan Nielsen today. Reached base, start the game, came around to score the Eagles' first run. 0 for 2 officially. It's a ball and the strike. That one popped up. And this one gets to the dugout and behind it.
One of these days we'll get ball. Get us in the game. Bring back the old 12 softball days.
Oh, that was a bad team.
It was a fun team. It was a fun team. Aubers again, heading the count, throwing strikes. What you got to do.
2-2. Nielsen, of course, for his part, wants to get on any way he can. Grace needs lots of base runners here in the 7th.
All
3-2.
Hey, far enough, Cole. Go get him. Let's go. Make him swing.
Grounded down to 3rd. Up with it. Yerks throws across the diamond. And they get Nielsen by a step. 2 down.
Good strong throw by Yerks there. Ball is straight down the line. Didn't have to move too much. Step to his right. Get up quick. Strong throw across the diamond. It's a long throw, but you want to make sure it's accurate.
First ball hit to him, too. In 7th inning, you haven't made a play yet.
Yeah, he's probably just happy it's down on the ground. Looks like anything high level would be pretty tough to see over there.
Kyle Halverson representing the last chance here for Totino Grace. There's a walk in 3 at-bats. Foul away over Coach Smith.
Just like that, Aubers is up 0-2 in the count. It's been a common theme for him and this afternoon since he's taken the mound. He's just pounding that strike zone, throwing strikes.
Teams that could potentially meet again in the postseason. Champlin Park looking to get a leg up on the Eagles in the section. Just off the plate, it's 1-2. Aubers thought he had strike 3. 1-2 pitch, swing and miss. Strike 3 in Champlin Park with an impressive rally. A run in the 5th to tie it. 4 runs in the 6th, and Drew Keogh all 5 of those runs scoring with 2 outs, and they get a nice 6-2 win here at home.
Yeah, that was a fun inning for Champlin Park. If you're a Champlin Park fan, seeing them bat in the 6th inning, it started off with us. Started off the inning pretty strong, but runners got on base, and then there was a big double. A couple runs came across, and great game between two top 10 teams here in the Metro and two of the top teams in this conference. And like you said, there's a good chance they could see each other later on in the playoffs. And it's fun to see teams play this type of game. It was fairly clean, a few walks here and there, but not many errors, solid hits, and a key spot in the bottom of the sixth puts Champlin Park on top in this one.
When you look at Champlin Park right now, and a big win moves them within half a game of first, but they kind of displayed all the elements that they know they have. Their fielding was solid today. The pitchers, although Goodman a little bit off on his game, you got Albers came in relief. They've got good pitching, good fielding, and welcome back to Champlin Park, where the Rebels have defeated Totino Grace by a score of 6-2, the first conference loss of the season for the Eagles. John Jacobson joined by Cole Albers and Aaron Klepner. And Aaron, let's talk about your big hit that put your team ahead for good there in the bottom of the sixth inning. Take me through that bat and what you're kind of looking for.
I was just looking for a fastball to hit. He threw me a fastball. He was down and away. I just let that go, and he came back with the fastball right down the middle. I just punched it right up the middle. So it was just huge. Cole was on second. He turned to me after. He yelled, "Let's go," and I turned to him, "Let's go," and we just kept going from there.
How big is this win against a very good team?
Huge. I mean, they're in our section. They're in our conference. Their first conference loss for them. It's just huge. I mean, they're a great team. They have solid pitching, solid defense. They can hit the ball. It was an all-around good win.
And that's kind of the way your team has been, too. I mean, your hitting's outstanding, especially at the top of the order, and fielding was good today, and pitching was good.
Yeah, our pitching has been huge this year. We've probably allowed only like 20 runs in 11, 12 games. And it's a credit to our defense, too, because when we step on the mound, we know that our defense is going to shut them down.
You got a non-conference game coming up on Monday, but it's again against another top 10 team. Do you enjoy games like that? You play Wayzata on Monday.
Yeah, it's huge. We only get to see them once every couple years, and if we can show them that we can play, like it's a bigger stage for the whole state to see us. So we try to prove ourselves in those type of games.
Great win today. Enjoy it, and good luck the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Paul Albers came in relief, got to 3 scoreless innings, and talk about pitching and what you were trying to do when you came in relief of Sam Goodman.
When I came in, I was just trying to throw as many strikes as I can, trying to get my changeup over. Had a little troubles at first. Found the curve in the later half, and just trying to come in, throw hard, and throw strikes, help my guys out.
And your at-bat was huge, leading up to Aaron, being able to get on base right before him, too.
Yeah, I was runners on first and second, 2 outs. I was just trying to put the ball in play and give myself a chance. I had a terrible at-bat right before that, so I was trying to give the top of the lineup a chance, and they came through clutch.
You guys are 10-2 this season. How much fun has this been, the way you guys are playing all around?
Oh, it's been just a blast. We have 2 juniors on the team, so it's the last ride for all these seniors, and we all recognize that, and they recognize it, and show up to the field every day ready to go, knowing it's our last game against Totino Grace or anybody, so we're having a lot of fun.
It's a long ways to go. You had a few weeks before the section play, but this can be a big win, isn't it, against a section opponent?
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully we see them in sections, and they'll know what we have, we know what they got, and it'll be another good game.
Well, congratulations on the win here today, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Nice win for Champlin Park. They rally behind. They come back with 4 runs there with 2 outs in the 6th inning to take a 6-2 win here against Totino Grace. That does it for our telecast today here from Champlin Park High School. And for Drew Keel and all of our crew, I'm John Jacobson. Thanks for tuning in for our coverage of Northwest Suburban Conference Baseball. Final score once more, Champlin Park 6, Totino Grace 2.